21. So, and he said here, whosoever was not found written in the book of life was cast into the lake of fire. So what you need to be doing, your objective is in this life is to get your name written in that book of life. Because if your name not in that book of life, yeah, that's a wrap for you. You're going to hell. Chapter 21, verse 1.
And I saw a new heaven and a new earth. For the first heaven and the first earth were passed away, and there were no more sea.
Thanks, sis.
And I, John, saw the holy city, New Jerusalem, coming down from God out of heaven, prepared as a bride adorned for her husband. And I heard a great voice out of heaven, saying, Behold, the tabernacle of God is with men, and he will dwell with them. And they shall be his people, and God himself will be with them, and be their God.
Go ahead.
Verse 4. And God shall wipe away all tears from their eyes, and there shall be no more death, neither sorrow nor crying, neither shall there be any more pain, for the former things are passed away. And he that sat upon the throne said, Behold, I make all things new. And he said unto me, Write, for these words are true and faithful. And he said unto me, It is done. I am Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the end.
Here we go again. We got Jesus on the scene. Go ahead.
And I'm going to read that 6. And he said unto me, It is done. I am Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the end. I will give unto him that is athirst of the fountain of the waters of life freely. He that overcometh shall inherit all things, and I will be his God, and he shall be my son.
Go ahead.
8. But the fearful and unbelieving and abominable and murderers and whoremongers and sorcerers and idolaters and all liars shall have their part in the lake which burneth with fire and brimstone, which is the second death. Let's
skip over to verse 22, because really he get into after a while they start getting into. No, keep reading. We'll skip in a minute.
Verse 8. I mean 9. Verse
9.
And there came unto me one of the 7 angels which had the 7 vials full of the 7 last plagues, and talked with me, saying, Come hither, I will shew thee the bride, the Lamb's wife. And he carried me away in the spirit to a great and high mountain, and shewed me that great city, the holy Jerusalem, descending out of heaven from God, having the glory of God, and her light was like unto a stone most precious, even like a jasper stone, clear as crystal.
Go ahead.
Verse 12. And had a wall great and high, and had 12 gates, and at the gates 12 angels, and names written thereon, which are the names of the 12 tribes of the children of Israel.
So even all the way in the end, you still got Israel. Yep. We talking about the Father setting up his kingdom on earth, you know, taking over the earth, and you still got Israel. So how are we going to do away with Israel? That's my question. Because a lot of people want to say, oh, you know, Israel don't matter no more. Israel done away with. But we see that's just not true. Like, it's just not true. Keep reading.
Verse 13. On the east 3 gates, and on the north 3 gates, and on the south 3 gates, and on the west 3 gates. And the wall of the city had 12 foundations, and in them the names of the 12 apostles of the Lamb. And he that talked with me had a golden reed to measure the city, and the gates thereof, and the wall thereof. And the city lieth 4 square, and the length is as large as the breadth.
So they start talking about how big the kingdom is. The temple that's in this kingdom is like huge. Like it's huge to the point where if you was to do the numbers, it go up to like the clouds. You know, but we're not gonna get into that right now. Let's skip down to verse 22.
Okay. And I saw no temple therein, for the Lord God Almighty and the Lamb are the temple of it. And the city had no need of the sun, neither of the moon to shine in it, for the glory of God did lighten it, and the Lamb is the light thereof. And the nations of them which are saved shall walk in the light of it. And the kings of the earth do bring their glory and honor into it. And the kings of it shall not be shut at all by day, for there shall be no night there. And they shall bring the glory and honor of the nations into it. And there shall in no wise enter in it anything that defileth, neither whatsoever worketh abomination, or maketh a lie, but they which are written in the Lamb's book of life.
All right, let's go on to 22.
Verse 1. And he shewed me a pure river of water of life, clear as crystal, proceeding out of the throne of God and of the Lamb.
So this is when we was reading Corinthians, and he was like he was going to turn it over to the Father. They rule together at this point. You know, notice how it's saying the throne of God and the Lamb. Go ahead, keep reading.
verse 2. In the midst of the street of it, and on either side of the river, was there the tree of life, which bare 12 manner of fruits, and yielded her fruit every month. And the leaves of the tree were for the healing of the nations.
Go ahead.
And there shall be no more curse, but the throne of God and of the Lamb shall be in it, and his servants shall serve him. And they shall see his face, and his name shall be in their foreheads. And there shall be no night there, and they need no candle, neither light of the sun, for the Lord God giveth them light. And they shall reign forever and ever.
And it said they shall reign forever and ever. So I hope after we went through these few scriptures here that we learned that Jesus was God in the beginning, and he gonna be God and King in the end. And with that being said, I thank you for your time.